Hi guys. I've tried making this video so many times and I still don't know how to do it or how to do it without crying. So here I am crying. I warned you in the first video of Project Africa that I'm gonna be crying a lot on this trip. It's very, very surreal to be here and I've been crying. Are we surprised? I'm gonna cry a lot on this trip. My name is Flo and I'm cycling 13,000 kilometers across Africa, and it doesn't look like it right now because I'm in my hotel room. I'm already 4 months in. I'm in my third country. A bunch of you have been asking me, when's the next video coming out? Where are the videos? I've been trying to make this video for so many weeks, but I just can't bring myself to press record. So today's the day. I'm gonna explain to you why there's not been any videos or very little videos on YouTube and why I feel like I failed. I'm gonna share this secret and the truth about Project Africa for me and what it's been like behind the scenes. And let me tell you, the last month has been really rough for me, and I want to talk about it. I feel like this setting is just not giving it. It's not very nice. I'm in a beautiful city. I feel like I should go outside and show you. So let me go outside and show you. In the last episode of Project Africa, I arrived in Ethiopia and I cycled from the Sudanese border up to the town of Gondar. Those first 3 days in the country felt like a movie. A lot has happened since then, and it's now been almost a month that I've been in the country. Welcome to Ethiopia, guys. This is a church behind me. Actually, it's a monastery. Ethiopia is a Christian country. I didn't know that before coming here. In fact, they're a majority Ethiopian Orthodox Christian. They have really beautiful churches that are circular and they have big gardens around them. So this is why I chose to come here. It's peaceful and quiet, and there's not a lot of kids or adults hassling you. It'll all make sense in a bit. Today's May 3rd, 2023. So let me give you a little bit of an update. This is kind of a story time. I'm just gonna sit here and chill. The first couple months were amazing. You've seen the videos. None of it was fake. None of it was made up. It was amazing. It was frustrating, but it was fun and it was adventurous, and I have so many fond memories of Egypt. Sudan was wild. It was freedom after a whole saga with the Egyptian police. It was challenging because of the heat and the desert, but it was amazing, and especially the north, like Nubia, was just wonderful, and I miss it, to be honest. And from there on, it just went downhill, and it was absolute hell for me. So after cycling across the first half of Sudan, my friend Rob and I arrived in Khartoum, and it was time to edit. It all looks fun and polished online, but a lot is happening behind the scenes, and sometimes it's messy. I always post the videos late, for security reasons, and also just because it's not realistic to be cycling, filming, and then editing at the same time. So we cycle, we enjoy the moment and film and capture it, and then we edit when we have a bit of time and are able to work basically in each capital usually. I was really excited to start working and start finishing these videos and publishing them and sharing all our adventures with you guys, but things really didn't go as planned. There was a lot of power cuts, so we couldn't charge any of our devices, we couldn't use the internet. It was extremely hot. It was getting up to 40 degrees Celsius. We got food poisoning multiple times because of all the power cuts. I guess the chain of cold gets broken. And then one night we were invited for iftar at a lovely family's house, and I'm so grateful for them, but oh no, it's raining. Of course it had to start raining as I was recording, right? I'm going to continue the video from... Ow, ow. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, that's gonna bruise. That's gonna bruise. Ouch, that actually hurts so much. Basically what happened was my laptop got destroyed when I was in Khartoum. It's just so tough to think about it. Every time I talk about it, I cry. I've been crying myself to sleep every day for the past month. It was Ramadan at the time. We got invited by family for iftar, which is when you break fast at the end of the day, and it was a beautiful moment. And then from one second to the next, I felt like my life was over. One of the girls over there accidentally poured 3 or 4 liters of juice on my laptop. Everything stopped. I started seeing everything in slow motion. Salam. Oh, you want to move it? Oh, okay. The universe does not want me to make this video. I'll just sit here. Thank you. I was panicking. I was just like, how? I was just so devastated. I remember distinctly pouring my laptop to the side, and there was just juice flowing out of the ports. There was juice pouring out of the keyboard. The keyboard became sticky. It was a nightmare. I just didn't know how to cope. I didn't know what to do, because on one hand I had to be so nice and so polite with the family. I was just like reassuring them and saying like, it's okay, like no worries, it's gonna be fine. But on the inside, I was just like, I cannot deal with this. This cannot be happening right now. This is not happening right now. And so the next day I went onto full on problem solving mode. I was like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna try and find a solution. So my American friend Joelle was there. I was like, Joelle, you need to take this laptop to Apple Store. You need to ask them what's up, and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna get it back to me as soon as possible. And that's what we did. And I was hopeful at first, but then I got really bad news. The liquid damage was so bad that it just wasn't worth it to repair the laptop, and I have to buy a new one. Except that I don't have the money for a laptop. And this is where I come to the truth behind Project Africa, and it's a question that a lot of people have been asking me on YouTube and also on Instagram, is how are you financing the trip? And to be honest, I don't have the money to finish the project. All my savings went into my gear, like my bike, all my equipment, the camera that I'm filming this with, my laptop. I only have a couple of €100 or dollars left to be able to pay for my living expenses and my accommodation. And that's it. I took a leap of faith and I thought that's gonna be enough. I have a bit of money coming in through my Patreon and my YouTube. It's enough to pay for my food and my living expenses. But I wasn't expecting my laptop to be destroyed in the only country of the trip where I'm not insured. It just sucks. At this stage, my mental health was really bad. I was so anxious. I was very scared. I was terrified because my laptop is my livelihood. It's my way of making money. It's my most important work tool. You can take my camera away, my microphones. I can still film with my phone. I can still get a really bad camera and make it work. But if I don't have my laptop, I can't do anything. And so I just became numb. If I can describe it with one word, I just became numb. Everything turned to grey. Everything turned grey. And the next week was even worse. Rob and I were alone in Khartoum and we had 1 week left on our visa, so we decided to start heading to the border. It was insanely hot, like 45 to 47 degrees Celsius. I didn't get a single flat tire from Egypt all the way to Khartoum for 2,000 kilometers, and on that road we got so many flat tires. I'm gonna tell you, the road was so bad that the cars and the trucks that were driving south didn't drive on the road. They drove on the sand track on the side, parallel to the road. It was exhausting and we were kind of sick as well. I was just mentally not doing well. And then we got to the Ethiopian border, and let me tell you, oh my gosh, the border, the customs guy, my god, spent a whole day with him doing paperwork. Around 4 p.m. that day, we started hearing gunshots, and we're like, uh-oh, that does not sound good. And then all of a sudden, hundreds of people protesting, gunshots in the air. We don't know what's happening. We were just like, okay, great, we've just arrived in a country and there's civil unrest. Riots broke out just in front of the office building where we are, like right on the border. Apparently it was too unsafe to cycle that day, so they told us to stay at the border. So we spent the night at the border. The next morning we were finally able to leave and enter Ethiopia. It was an insane contrast. Like, it was incredible. Very quickly the terrain became challenging and I often ended up pushing my bike up the mountain, but the landscapes were stunning. The streets were filled with life, with people, animals, and a lot of kids. There were moments where I was pulled into the present and remembered how epic this all was. It felt like a movie. I'm cycling across Ethiopia, like it's just crazy. And the amount of things that happened today, I was just, it blows my mind. Those 3 days were an emotional roller coaster, and I try my best to convey that through my videos. One of the subtle but key ways I do that is music. I think music really helps to bring a story to life. Imagine this scene, but with a different song. It just wouldn't fit at all. All the music that I use to score my videos is from Epidemic Sound. They're my favorite place to find music, and I've been using them since I started making travel videos. You can get a 30-day free trial using the link in my description. I've also created the Ultimate Adventure playlist with some of my favorite tracks. Playlists always help me to get inspired, and then I love to use the Find Similar feature to discover new songs. If you'd like to document your adventures too, I highly recommend checking them out. Thank you, Epidemic Sound, for sponsoring this video. Arriving in Gondar feels like a relief. It sits up in the mountains, making it a pleasant place to rest for a few days without worrying about being chased on a bike all day long. It's cool and calm, but at the same time, it's a vibrant city full of life. There's a university here with nearly 50,000 students, and it shows. Tuk-tuks everywhere, young people playing on the side of the road, vendors selling vegetables on every corner. It feels developed in many ways, but not completely. There's not always running water, for example. daily power cuts. I spent a few days here running errands, and first and most importantly, I hand wash my filthy clothes. I try tej, which is a honey wine typical of the region, and explore the old town. Gondar has an interesting history. It has been called the Camelot of Africa for being home to Fasil Gibbi. It's a fortress founded in the 17th century by the Emperor Fasilides and was the residence of the royal family for 200 years. Traditionally, Ethiopian emperors were semi-nomadic. They traveled around with their possessions like me, staying in tents and living off the produce of their peasants. However, Emperor Fasilides broke this tradition and made Gondar and this fortress his home. His successors then added their own buildings to the compound, like a banquet hall, a library, and an archive. The buildings have a unique architecture with Hindu, Arab, and Baroque influences. This royal enclosure became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, but unfortunately, there is little to no information here about it or signs describing the different ruins. I later find out online that a Yemeni ambassador had visited the palace in 1648 when it was just a few years old. According to him, the person behind Fasilides Castle was an Indian architect. I never expected to see something that looks like a European medieval castle in Africa, but I can only imagine how magnificent it must have been at the time. Another site that is as impressive to visit is an old church that lies on the outskirts of the city. Welcome to Debre Birhan Selassie. This is quite possibly the most fascinating and unique church I've seen so far in Ethiopia. It's an Ethiopian Orthodox Christian church. It's really old, it's made of stone, covered with carpets, and the roof is very unique as well. From the outside, it looks like a plain brick facade, but the treasure lies inside. I step in through the side door, because the main door is for men, and look around. Every wall is covered by stunning murals depicting biblical scenes, saints, and icons of the Holy Trinity, and the ceiling is covered with cherubs. Over 100 angels looking down, each with their own expression, almost like mini African Mona Lisas. The next day, we head into town once again, into the center of Gondar. I see quite a lot of military around today.
Let's get out of here. Oh my gosh! That was not a small gun, that was a proper big gun.
It might sound like fireworks at first, but it's not. It's actually gunshots, and it's becoming more and more by the day. I hope the situation doesn't escalate and it doesn't get worse. And the thing is, we're cut off completely as well. There's no internet. The government shut the whole Amara region out. So there's no way of communicating or finding information online. We don't know what's happening. The only thing that works is phone, like actual cellular phone calls. Anyway, despite the safety concerns, people don't seem to care. In fact, the markets get busier than usual. Everyone's out and about. Women are preparing injera by the batch, the staple Ethiopian cuisine made from teff flour and water, which is then fermented for multiple days. We eat it every day in Ethiopia, but these are being prepared for a special day. I find out that Easter is coming up soon and everyone is getting ready to celebrate. So that's why the market is packed with people, and it is pure chaos. There are thousands of goats being sold and also lots of chickens. I walk away from the main road and instantly things move a bit slower. I see some girls who are getting their hair braided. One of them speaks English.
My name is Hermela. My school is Orthodox school. I'm new. I was in Addis Ababa and then I'm come here. I'm sit here to 2 months.
Okay.
Now I'm here to 2 months.
We already made friends.
Yeah, but I like it so much. It's very cool school. It's like my direction. It's Orthodox school.
Orthodox school. So you pray at school every day?
Yeah.
Yeah? In the mornings or?
In the morning, when we eat lunch, we read Bible, and then when we come back in the bus or in the bajaj, mazmur, we singing mazmur. I like that school. I don't want to go another school.
No, that's good.
I was introduced to religious chants on my first morning at the border. By now, I have become used to the sound of Ethiopian Orthodox prayers echoing through the city. They're broadcast on loudspeakers day and night, and they seem to get longer the closer we get to Easter, or Fasika, as they call it here. Today is Good Friday, or Siklet in Amharic, and people are out praying next to churches all over the city. It's so fascinating to watch. Men and women bow down over and over, similarly to Muslim prayers, but a lot faster and for hours and hours at a time. In the nearby village of Wolika, the area surrounding the church is full of ladies praying. They wear a white headscarf.
It's very nice.
In northern Ethiopia, I've seen many women with face tattoos. Most of them are camera shy, but a few are proud to show them to me and let me capture their tattoos.
Thank you. I'm second it up.
This tradition, I believe is called niksat, dates back to the 4th century when Christianity was introduced to this region. Often it's a cross, but it can also be a chain-like pattern on their neck. Some women get the niksat on their skin, but also their gums. As in some rural areas, having darker gums is a criterion of beauty. I love learning about beauty standards in each country I'm cycling through. Just like the henna in Sudan, this is an old tradition passed down for generations, and it's fascinating. Interestingly though, this particular village wasn't always Christian. Wolika was actually the home to Ethiopian Jews, although most of them have immigrated to Israel since the 70s. Nowadays, there's a synagogue here you can visit and lots of crafts and souvenirs sold, but ironically by Christians. Now, Saturday is the big day. That's when the main religious service takes place. It's a 9-hour-long mass and one of the most interesting religious celebrations I've ever witnessed. In Ethiopia, Fasika is the most important celebration of the year, more so than Christmas. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church views the death and resurrection of Jesus as more significant than his birth. The Mass goes on all night long and people continue to bow down and rise until they become tired. At 3 a.m., the families go home and break their fast. On Easter morning, after a short rest, the feasting begins. A sheep is slaughtered in nearly every household, because by the way, for the last 55 days, everyone has been fasting for Lent, so no meat or dairy. We've pretty much been on a vegan diet since we arrived in the country, but today Ethiopians will start to eat meat and dairy again for the next 50 days. The staff at our hostel prepare injera topped with dorowot, which is a traditional chicken stew with boiled eggs, and dibs, which is grilled meat.
So what's your favorite thing about Easter?
Easter, the happiness.
Happiness?
Yeah.
Why are you happy?
The Jesus. The people are beat Jesus, they are kill Jesus, but Jesus says it's okay. I want to die for my people. We wear Ethiopian dress, Ethiopian shoes, this hair styles, and then we eat no fasting.
No fasting. Meat, chicken, eggs.
Yeah,
milk and stuff. Yeah, yogurt, and all the dairy products, right?
Yeah, and then when we finish that day, we go back to school.
After a little escape into the mountains, and no spoilers here, you'll see more on that at the end of this video, it is time to get back on the road. The second leg of Ethiopia is from Gondar to Bahir Dar, 170 kilometers. It's hilly, but nothing as intense as the first leg. Well, at least not because of the terrain. Today I decide to wear shorts for the first time on the trip. Egypt and Sudan were conservative Muslim countries, so it was more appropriate for me to wear long sleeves and trousers, plus it protected me from the harsh desert sun. But here it's a bit less conservative. Some women cover their hair, but others don't. In terms of clothing, it's also more common to see people wearing t-shirts and skirts, so I go for it. And initially it feels very freeing, but by lunchtime I realize how sensitive my skin is. Today's the first day that I wore shorts on the trip. I think my skin, my legs is not used to the sun at all because look at this. Oh my gosh, there's a line. I don't even know if you can see it because it's kind of dark, but I'm definitely sunburnt. Oh my gosh. The next day, after some breakfast, which consists of scrambled eggs served on injera with dabo or bread, and of course an audience of curious kids, we start cycling. We did 88 kilometers yesterday, so we have 82 left. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. We're cycling in Ethiopia. Lots of kids shouting, you, and money, everywhere. Or you, money. both at the same time. Getting a lot of messages from people saying, please, we want to see more stories. I would have to do more stories for you, but it's really, really tiring to cycle 80 something kilometers in Ethiopia. It's mentally exhausting and physically exhausting. Plus, I'm filming stories. I'm filming for reels. I'm filming for my YouTube videos, which is my main passion and my main job. So bear with me, honestly. I'm trying my best to post as much as possible. Slowly but surely, I make my way south through the countryside. Unfortunately, today, the rock-throwing kids situation gets worse. This is a tough section for cyclists. My friend Adnan was here a month ago and also got rocks thrown right here. For obvious reasons, I don't take out my camera to film the moments where I get chased or rocks thrown at, as I focus on cycling and staying injury-free. But if you remember what happened in the last video, just picture this all day long, but a lot more aggressive and frightening. I'm exhausted. We've been riding on this big road all day, so many cars passing, trucks. It's not fun. The people aren't nice. All the kids throw rocks at you. You have to watch your back constantly, and everyone just screams money, 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 money. I'm gonna go insane. It's so annoying. These days just make me wanna just take a bus and go. I don't wanna cycle. But yeah, I don't know, I don't have a conclusion to this story or any moral to this story. I just want you to know that not every day is fun. Most of the days are not fun. Bye. Welcome to Bahir Dar, the capital of the Amhara region, which sits right on Lake Tana. We have made it to Lake Tana, the largest lake in Ethiopia, and it is the source of the Blue Nile. Fun fact, there are two Niles. There's the Blue Nile and the White Nile. The Blue Nile comes from here, from Lake Tana in Ethiopia, and the White Nile comes from Lake Victoria, which we're hopefully also going to visit later along the trip. The two Niles meet in Khartoum in Sudan. At the confluence of the Nile, we went there. And then the river continues to flow all the way to the Mediterranean across Sudan and Egypt. And it is just crazy that I'm here right now. All this water here will eventually end up in the Mediterranean Sea. And before that, it's going to do the whole route that we did, but backwards. And it's so cool. Arriving in Bahir Dar is a bittersweet moment. I realize I have come so far, and looking at all the pins on my map is surreal. But behind the scenes, I had been falling into depression. I realize this with hindsight, a depression that will unfortunately stick around for a while. The days meant to be exploring here, I mostly spend inside. I'm clearly not doing well, mentally or physically, but despite all this, I try to be optimistic and explore. Because when else am I gonna come here? Bahir Dar is famous for a few things. Firstly, the freshwater fish. We had some on the evening we arrived and it was amazing. We're gonna have some fresh fish from Lake Tana. Look at this. Fresh fish fried on firewood. It smells amazing. Bahir Dar is also known for the churches. You see, Lake Tana is home to ancient island monasteries, just a short boat ride away. The churches were built between the 14th and 18th century, and just like the one I saw in Gondar, they seem simple from the outside but have incredible frescoes and wall paintings inside. It's in that same unique and colorful style, and I recognize usual scenes from the Bible, but also some more surprising images. Apparently, the drawings that we see today are mostly 200 to 400 years old during the era of the Gondar emperors. So why are they showing the guns? What's the meaning?
Because of he's a king. He's accompanied with...
Which king?
He's a king. The painting prepared from natural, from plants. Yeah, in this peninsula. The first one, 16, but some part restored 18th and 19th century. Our people didn't like Satan. They kick like this. But not good, because they damaged our painting. Yes? Yeah.
On the island, we find artists selling souvenirs made from natural paints in the same style, and there's also a small museum with old artifacts. These islands and the peninsula are absolutely stunning and the perfect place for monasteries. They are peaceful, surrounded by nature and coffee plants. It's the best place to pray and for monks to retreat. And it's also where I was able to film for the first time in a while and be honest and share what had been going on with my laptop and my work situation. I feel kind of bad because it's just so beautiful here. The landscapes have been amazing. The food has been really delicious, but I've just not felt inspired at all to film. But you know what? I'm optimistic. I don't know when I'm gonna post this video, but if you're watching this video, it means that I hopefully have my laptop back and that I'm doing a lot better mentally. And when I get my computer back, it will mean that I regain like a sense of control and independence again, and I'm able to work. We're gonna start cycling from here all the way across the country. I promise you I'm gonna capture it and share it with you guys. It's gonna be another wild chapter of Project Africa. But before that video, I have another video that you can look forward to, which is the next video that's gonna come up on this channel, because it's the story of my first ever trek. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You have no idea how much you mean to me. We're doing this together, and I'm always so grateful for every single person watching. I'm hopeful and I'm excited. Thank you so much for your patience and your understanding. I hope that you enjoy the videos, that you learn something, and just watch out for the next one because it's gonna be a good one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
You have pretty